Welcome, history enthusiasts, to our deep dive into one of the most pivotal moments in American history, the Civil War. Join us as we unravel the complex web of events, ideologies, and personalities that shaped this defining chapter in the nation's story. The Prelude to War. Before the first cannon was fired, the United States was deeply divided. The North, with its burgeoning industrial economy, clashed ideologically with the agrarian South, heavily reliant on slave labor. Tensions simmered as debates over states' rights and the institution of slavery intensified. The election of Abraham Lincoln in 1860 served as a catalyst for Southern secession, with 7 states breaking away to form the Confederate States of America. This rupture marked the onset of a conflict fueled by ideological differences, economic disparities, and deeply ingrained societal divisions. Understanding this volatile backdrop is essential to grasp the origins and complexities of the Civil War. The spark of conflict. The origins of the Civil War can be traced back to a tinderbox of tensions ignited by the election of Abraham Lincoln in 1860. Lincoln's victory, viewed as a threat to the institution of slavery in the South, prompted 7 states to secede from the Union and form the Confederate States of America. This act of secession served as the spark that ignited a powder keg of long-standing disagreements over states' rights, economic disparities, and the morality of slavery. The bombardment of Fort Sumter in April 1861 marked the official commencement of hostilities, plunging the nation into a brutal and protracted conflict that would test the very foundations of democracy and reshape the course of American history. Understanding this pivotal moment is essential to unraveling the complexities of the Civil War and its far-reaching consequences. Major battles and turning points. Throughout the Civil War, a series of major battles and strategic turning points played a crucial role in shaping the course and outcome of the conflict. From the early clashes at Bull Run to the pivotal engagements at Gettysburg and Vicksburg, each battle marked a critical juncture in the struggle between the Union and Confederate forces. These battles were not only significant for their military outcomes, but also for their profound impact on morale, strategy, and public perception of the war. The Battle of Gettysburg, in particular, is often regarded as the turning point of the war, where the Union Army dealt a decisive blow to the Confederate forces, shifting momentum in favor of the Union cause. By examining these key battles and their consequences, we gain valuable insights into the complexities and dynamics of one of the most tumultuous periods in American history. Leaders of the war. Leadership played a pivotal role in shaping the course of the Civil War, with both the Union and Confederate armies led by remarkable figures whose strategies and decisions left a lasting impact on the conflict. On the Union side, generals like Ulysses S. Grant and William Tecumseh Sherman emerged as key architects of victory. Grant's relentless pursuit of Confederate forces and his willingness to engage in total war earned him the nickname Unconditional Surrender Grant, while Sherman's infamous march to the sea devastated Southern infrastructure and morale. In contrast, the Confederacy relied on the leadership of figures like Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson. Lee, revered as a brilliant tactician and military strategist, led the Confederate Army with distinction, earning the respect of his adversaries despite facing overwhelming odds. Jackson, known for his aggressive and audacious tactics, played a pivotal role in several Confederate victories before his untimely death in 1863. The strategies and decisions of these leaders shaped the outcomes of countless battles and campaigns, leaving an indelible mark on the legacy of the Civil War. The role of technology and warfare. The Civil War witnessed significant advancements in military technology that revolutionized the nature of warfare. Innovations such as ironclad warships, like the USS Monitor and the CSS Virginia, transformed naval combat, rendering wooden ships obsolete. The telegraph allowed for rapid communication and coordination of troop movements, giving commanders greater control over the battlefield. Additionally, improvements in artillery and infantry tactics, such as the use of rifled muskets and trench warfare, increased the lethality and complexity of combat. These technological advancements marked the transition from traditional to modern warfare, setting the stage for future conflicts and fundamentally altering the way wars were fought. The home front. While the battlefield was where the Civil War's most intense conflicts unfolded, life on the home front was profoundly affected by the war's demands and disruptions. In the North, the burgeoning industrial economy fueled the war effort, with factories churning out weapons, uniforms, and supplies for Union troops. Women entered the workforce in unprecedented numbers, taking on roles traditionally held by men who had gone off to fight. In the South, however, the war brought economic hardship and scarcity as Union blockades choked off vital supply routes. Civilians faced food shortages, inflation, and the upheaval of daily life as the conflict ravaged their communities. Despite these challenges, both Northern and Southern civilians displayed resilience and determination as they endured the hardships of wartime existence. Emancipation and the war's goals. Midway through the Civil War, the objectives of the conflict shifted dramatically, evolving from a primarily political struggle to a moral crusade against slavery. In 1863, President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring all slaves in Confederate-held territory to be free. While the proclamation did not immediately end slavery in the Union or in border states, it signaled a decisive shift in the war's purpose. No longer merely a fight to preserve the Union, the Civil War became a battle for the emancipation of enslaved people and the fulfillment of America's founding ideals of freedom and equality. The Emancipation Proclamation not only altered the course of the war, but also laid the groundwork for the eventual abolition of slavery and the profound transformation of American society. The war's end and Reconstruction. The conclusion of the Civil War in 1865 marked the beginning of a new chapter in American history, but it also heralded the onset of a complex and challenging period known as Reconstruction. The surrender of Confederate General Robert E. Lee to Union General Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox Courthouse signaled the end of major hostilities, but it did not instantly heal the wounds of war or resolve the deep-seated divisions that had torn the nation apart. Instead, the post-war period was characterized by efforts to rebuild the shattered South, reintegrate the Confederate States into the Union, and address the social, economic, and political consequences of emancipation. Reconstruction would prove to be a tumultuous and contentious era, marked by struggles over civil rights, political power, and the legacy of slavery, as the nation grappled with the unfinished business of creating a more perfect union. The lasting impact of the Civil War. The legacy of the Civil War reverberates throughout American history, leaving an indelible mark on the nation's identity and trajectory. The war's most immediate impact was the abolition of slavery, a monumental achievement that transformed the lives of millions of enslaved African Americans and laid the groundwork for the ongoing struggle for civil rights. Moreover, the Civil War fundamentally altered the relationship between the federal government and the states, expanding the power of the central government and cementing the principle of national supremacy. The war also reshaped American society, ushering in an era of rapid industrialization, urbanization, and technological innovation that would propel the nation into the modern age. And there you have it, folks, the Civil War, a tumultuous saga of conflict, courage, and change that continues to resonate in the fabric of American society. Thank you for embarking on this journey through history with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more enlightening explorations.